5. All right, so we'll look at fundamentals and we'll go straight to the technicals. Now, fundamentally, there was a number of events in the course of the night. Like from Australia, there was wage price index, official cash rate from New Zealand, RBNZ monetary policy statement. That's the Reserve Bank of New Zealand monetary statements, monetary policy statements, RBNZ rate statements, RBNZ press conference. All this took place between 1:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. early this morning. Good morning, Mr. Motosho. Now, this morning around 3 a.m. also, President Trump speaks. It's so funny that it's only when Trump comes to power that he appears on Forex Factory. Other presidents don't appear on Forex Factory. That shows you the enormous amount of volatility that comes into the market when President Trump speaks. So this is a period when the market generally will be volatile across board, both for Forex, for stocks, for cryptos, and other financial assets. So when you see Trump about to speak, please take notes. It could move the market either ways. So you need to trade with caution around that period. So the next event comes up by 8 a.m. and it's going to be CPI from the United Kingdom. And that's the only fundamental event, during the daytime for today, because the next event will be 8 p.m. and that will be FOMC meeting minutes. So no fundamental event for the New York session, at least, our daytime side of that session. So 8 p.m. FOMC meeting minutes and 8:10 p.m. The RBNZ Governor Orr's speech. So the only tradable event today is actually the 8 a.m. GBP CPI. So let's look at what this event is all about. So this event measures the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, and actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So that means that now this is a one item event. So if it's good, market will be bullish. If it's bad, the market will be bearish. It's just straightforward. There is no other data that could, maybe cause spikes or others or other form of activity. Just one event. So if the data is good for the dollar, for the pound, it will be in color green, and that will lead to a bullish movement on the pound. And if on the other hand, the data comes out bad for the pound, it will be in color red, and the pound will go bearish. It's just very straightforward analysis like that. So that's what we can show us from the Forex Factory, from the fundamental projections. But now I'll go to the charts to show you possible instruments that could react to this news that I'm looking at this morning. And I'll be looking at about 2 pound related instruments. And the first one I want to look at is actually I'll look at the GBP CHF and I'll look at the Euro GBP. Those are the 2 pound pairs that will react to this. There's a third pound instrument, but that one could be traded after the effect of the news, whichever direction the news goes will determine where that particular instrument will go. So I'll start with I think I will start with the GBP CHF because that one, the pound is the base currency. We'll go to the Euro GBP. So searching for my GBP CHF. All right. So this is the GBP CHF. And this is a weekly time frame. Now, I'll start this analysis afresh so that we can get to see what I'm doing. Now, on the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that price is trending downwards. There's a downward trend. You can see that price is touching the lower highs of this particular currency pair, the GBP CHF. You can see the tip of the candles, touching the lower high. The price is making lower highs, and price is currently testing the lower high again. So that gives us a possibility of a bearish movement because the trend, the overall trend is bearish. And if we flip down to the daily time frame, you can see that this is today's candle on that lower high region, which is looking like a rejection candle. Now, a rejection candle on a daily time frame in the course of the day, you have to be careful because the day is said to be over, so anything can happen. But if I flip down to 4 hour now, I now still see that we have that rejection candle earlier on the 4 hour time frame, which has closed. So that still gives us that room for a bearish movement. When you have a rejection candle around a trend line or a support and resistance, they could signify reversal. If you've been in my training, I'll generally at P Prime, we emphasize on this particular point. And secondly, if you look at this chart on the daily time frame, sorry, on the weekly time frame, you discover that GBP CHF has been on a range for a while. This is signifying a range, has been a range on this instrument for a while around this old zone. And that means now that price is at a kind of a resistance level within the range, which will also signify a reversal. So let's take it out to something. Let's take it out to the 4 hour and see this. All right, so we have a resistance zone there on the 4 hour comprising of the tip here and the eye here, the eye and this eye and the current level. So we have a resistance zone there, which is also an indication of a possible or a potential reversal. You can see that everything I'm doing right from the weekly to 4 hour is pointing us, for the weekly and daily, pardon me, is pointing us towards a bearish possible movements. And now take note of my word, I said possible. The news is yet to be released, but that's what we're seeing. And finally, we have a rising wedge pattern where price is still touching the higher region of, this is a higher high, a higher high, a higher high, and a higher high. And the price has moved with a series of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So the next wave should be downtrend within this rising wave pattern. So everything I'm seeing technically is actually pointing me towards a bearish direction on GBP CHF. So I hold a bearish outlook on the GBP CHF for this CPI that will be released by 8 a.m. this morning. That's roughly 40 minutes away from now. So if the data comes out bad for the pound, I could look at selling the GBP CHF because everything from the weekly down to 4 hour is showing a bearish setup. That's a top-down analysis. Now, what if the news comes out on the other hand and it comes out good for the GBP CHF? Well, if it comes out good for the good for the pound, yeah, price could buy, but I don't think it's going to buy as much as it's going to sell. So I just hold on to one direction. And if it doesn't go my way, well, there'll be another trade. So my view is a bearish movement of the pound by 8 a.m. And since I hold a bearish outlook on the pound for the GBP CHF, like I said, I have another pound instrument I'll be paying attention to this morning, and that is the Euro GBP. Now, for the Euro GBP, price currently is trading at a support level on the weekly time frame. This is where we are. This is the GBP CHF on the weekly time frame. And we can see we have clear support level, and price currently is testing that support level on the weekly time frame. And if we zoom again to the back, you can see that that support is still it's an established support level because even in the past, price did not break out below that support level. Let's go to the monthly and see. Okay, so you can see that even on the monthly time frame, this support level is very, very valid. Price touched it here first time. It came close. Okay, let's leave that one out, at least. But here here and currently here, there are 3 points where price has touched that support level and there was a bounce on price touching it. That's a monthly time frame. And if we go up to the weekly, you can see it. In fact, on the weekly time frame, if there is a reversal, because you can as well, just in order to have a broad view of what could happen, you can draw our trend line right here and the second one here to form a falling wedge. That means if it's a falling wedge, then we're looking for a breakout. And currently, this could actually evolve as a double bottom pattern, which could lead to a long-term bullish breakout. So everything around this instrument for now, at least on the monthly, weekly time frame, is showing a bullish potential. And if you come down to the daily time frame, you can see currently that candle that is touching the support is forming a rejection candle on the daily time frame, which is giving us a potential, a bullish movement, a bullish possibility. And again, on the same, on 4-hour time frame, we had a bullish candle, a bullish rejection candle earlier on, which is still pointing us to a bullish direction on the Euro GBP. And finally, 1 hour. Is there anything on 1 hour? Well, nothing much for now, but we can draw a trend line and possibly another one to form a falling wedge. But anyhow you want to look at this, right from the monthly down to 1 hour time frame, okay, fine. I'm seeing something clearer, good. It's actually giving an inverse head and shoulder, which is pointing us to a bullish breakout. So on a top-down analysis of this Euro GBP, everything I'm saying is pointing to bullish direction. So if the news comes out again, bad for the pound, I'm either going to sell the GPCHF or buy the Euro GBP. Why will I be buying the Euro GBP? The reason is because the pound is a quote currency in the Euro GBP. It is the base currency in the GBCHF. So if the news comes bad, we'll sell GBCHF. But because it's the quote currency in Euro GBP, we'll buy the Euro GBP. So you can trade either of these two, once the data is released by 8 a.m. All right. Now, a third instrument that may react, but this could be maybe a swing setup later, which could be traded technically later, will be the GBP New Zealand. GBP New Zealand is also in focus, but it's not to be traded with the news. You're not trading it, you're not using the news to trade this. This will be traded technically later on when the effect of the news, is out. And this is GBP New Zealand, and this instrument is forming a symmetrical triangle. For those who joined us in the afternoon session analysis yesterday, I did mention this instrument forming a symmetrical triangle. And the thing about symmetrical triangles is this: if price breaks out up, it's a buy. If it breaks out downward, it's a sell. So you can see that price is just around the midpoint of the symmetrical triangle presently. So if the news comes out bad for the pound, I do not say sell GBP New Zealand, but wait later on. This is strictly for swing traders. Wait, let the price, if it comes bad, trade GBP CHF or Euro GBP. That's what you're trading for the news. But for swing traders, if it comes out bad, it will drive this instrument to break out downwards on the lower side. Here, you need to respect the principle of entry for the symmetrical triangle. So wait for a breakout downwards. And possibly the news comes out good for the pound, well, then just wait for the breakout upwards, But if it's downward, wait for the breakout downwards and trigger a sell after that, price has broken out. When I say wait, I mean wait for every 4-hour candle. The next 4-hour candle is going to be 11 a.m. So that means that's the earliest time you can look to trade if price breaks out below the trend line. Then after, if 11 is not going to work, then you wait till 3 p.m. This is strictly for swing traders. If there are no swing traders, don't bother. But swing traders have that patience. So wait until there's a clear breakout. And the profit potential of this setup is going to be in the range of about 63 pips to as much as about 235 pips. So, like they say that the patient dog eats the fattest milk. Maybe this is one of the scenarios. So just be patient for this particular one, strictly technical. And finally, I'll look at the Euro AUD. And this Euro AED setup is purely a technical setup. We are not using the news to trade it. Now, currently, Euro AUD is trading at a support level on the daily time frame. This is a support level on the daily time frame, and we're expecting a potential reversal. And if that reversal happens, that means this will complete the second leg of a double bottom pattern. So everything is looking bullish on the Euro AUD. So since we have price as support on the daily, we can go to the 4 hour. We don't have much information on 4 hour. Then we go down to the 1 hour time frame from where we can have possibly a falling wedge pattern, which is a reversal pattern. So we have it this way, and we wait for a clear breakout upwards to trigger a buy on the Euro GBP. All right, so that'll be all from my end this morning. I've analyzed quite a number of pairs this morning. I've analyzed for the news that's coming up by 8 o'clock. That's roughly 33 minutes from now. We are going to be selling GBP CHF if the news comes out bad for the pound. We're going to be buying Euro GBP again if the news comes out bad for the pound. And for the GBP New Zealand, like I said, that is purely a symmetrical triangle for swing traders. Only swing traders should bother about that one. And we're looking for a bullish breakout on the Euro AUD on 1 hour. All right, so that'll be all from my end. If you have a question, you can go ahead and post and I will attend to you. Okay, Mr. Solomon is asking me to check USD JPY. Don't forget that our second batch for training for the month of February is ongoing. We had the first class yesterday. So if you missed it, that was the beginner's class. Now, going forward, like I've announced a number of times, we're not going to be having the beginner's class only on Tuesdays anymore. We're going to be having it, the first class in a batch. We're having 2 batches of training this month. We've had the first batch from the first to the second week in the month of February. And now this week being the third and next week class is the second batch. So we had the beginners class yesterday. We're progressing in our training this Thursday to the intermediate class. So if you missed the beginners class on yesterday, join us on Thursday for intermediate. And by next week, Thursday, we're going to complete the curriculum and start afresh again by the first week in March. So we still have about 3 sessions of training tomorrow, Thursday, next week, Tuesday, and next week, Thursday. Make sure you don't miss it at both our Abuja office and Lagos office. Our Abuja address is P Prime Africa, Abuja, 50, Work and Connect Building, 58B2 Okiwe Street, Jabi, Abuja. And our office in Lagos is at P Prime Africa, Lagos, Agos Executive Lounge, 54B at Adeniyi Jones Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. Time for Abuja training is 10:30 a.m. and time for Lagos is 11 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We hope to see you. All right, so I'll attend to Solomon now, and Udome is asking for GBP AED, GBP JPY, and Euro JPY. All right, so let's start with the USD JPY. Just a second. The market has actually been very quiet this week. It's been very, very quiet. So we trade with a lot of caution. USD JPY. Okay. I think I was giving an analysis of a possible bullish breakout on this instrument yesterday. It did go up a little, but it didn't break the neckline of the, I think the inverse head and shoulder pattern that was forming. Price did not break. It didn't break it at all. It didn't trigger into an entry. This was to be inverse, then a break. So then I don't know what you're asking me. I hope you didn't take a buy because price didn't clearly break. And currently there's no signal on this at the moment. There's no signal of the USJPY. So there's nothing I can analyze on this. There's no clear setup. GBP AUD from Udeme and GBP JPY. Okay. I think the GBP AUD is having similar structure with the GBP line. These are peers I analyzed and mentioned in the New York analysis session yesterday. All right, yeah, JPAUD is equally trading within a symmetrical triangle. I think it's refined it better now. It's trading within a symmetrical triangle, just like GBP and New Zealand. Now, usually AUD pairs in any form and New Zealand pairs, they are always positively correlated. That is, they often go in the same direction most of the time, more than 70 or 80% of the time. They do virtually the same thing. So you can see that as we saw the symmetrical triangle on the GBP New Zealand, we're having a symmetrical triangle on this one also. So though this one looks like it can break out faster than the GBP New Zealand. So again, if the news comes out bad for the pound, like we are seeing, if that is what happens here, then be able to trigger itself faster on the GBP AED compared to the GBP New Zealand. And another reason why I may want to favor a bearish break on this one is because we have a resistance. It's a resistance. I can say resistance level, a resistance zone here on 4 hour. So if there's a resistance up there, that could aid the breakout faster towards the bearish direction. But then you have to trade this more as a symmetrical triangle, more of a technical setup. So wait for price to break out, RSI below 50, and then you can trigger a sell. So I'm bearish on the GBP AUD. GBP, JPY, Euro, JPY. Now, yes, I did mention that the JPY pairs might be going bullish, but it looks like the fundamentals around the Japanese yen is not good for now because most of them are the job is been kind of ranging since Monday. So I will advise to be cautious. Yes, I gave an inverse head and shoulder breakout, but price is not, that's not even gotten close to breaking out yet. It's been ranging kind of. And when you find that range, I think that was the news I was seeing yesterday, a couple of weeks back, about about fundamentals around the Japanese yen not being too good. So that has not given the bullish push that we're expecting on this instrument. So I'll advise to still be cautious and patiently wait, for that breakout to happen. You can see inverse head and shoulder forming, but no sufficient liquidity is not yet there to just push it. So we just have to wait. We can't take our own decision on the market. If the market is not willing to move, there's nothing we can do. So there's nothing yet to do on the GBP JPY and the Euro JPY. And good morning to them. All of us is asking about gold, Madam Onaji, New Zealand, UST, all the BTs. Okay, somebody's asking about Trump USD, Olawale. Wow, okay, we'll look at it. Okay, so gold, all of us see. Let's check gold. Like I said, this week has just been a very quiet week, very quiet since Monday. Market has not really, that volatility has not really been there. So caution is encouraged. Now, gold may be buying long term, but we have to still be cautious with it because we still need to get a clear entry because the dollar might be selling long term too. So gold is negatively correlated to the dollar. It might be buying long term. Like I said, we need to be very, very extremely cautious with entry gold so that we don't get surprises. It recently hit its all-time high, and the thing now is, will it break that minor resistance you're seeing there? That's the all-time high, as in that's the highest price gold has ever reached, and there are possibilities it may go above that level. But what I will advise, but we will also not neglect the fact that on the weekly time frame, it's still touching this trend line, this higher high trend line. So it's a sensitive thing, higher highs, higher low, higher high. Normally, the next wave, if you want to follow the normal structure of the rising wave pattern, is possibly a higher low, which could be a sell. But then we also not neglect that the fundamentals around this is possibly pushing in the bullish direction. So a lot of caution has to be, observed around gold for now. Don't be in a hurry to trade gold. You need to wait for a clear break. If price breaks out above this current level I'm showing you now, and this is actually looking like a triple top pattern, which will be bearish. But then if a new high comes up above this level, possibly if we have a breakout and a retest, and then we can have a continuation. That's the only time you can look at trading gold. Otherwise, I will advise you stay out. On my own end, for my own strategy, I'm not seeing any clarity for now on gold. But maybe later in the course of the day or later on, if there's a breakout above this resistance, a retest, and at this retest point, maybe you wait for a confirmation of maybe a reversal candlestick pattern, then you can trigger a buy. So you need to just wait patiently for that to happen when you take a decision on gold. So that's it on gold. Madam Onaji, New Zealand USD. Now, before I talk about New Zealand USD, I want to first of all look at the dollar index. Yeah, this is the dollar index, and I've held the bearish outlook on the dollar. It's been so slow reacting to the long-term movement, and I anticipated, but nevertheless, still hold on to that analysis. I've seen a rising wedge right from January. The price has broken out. It has broken out below the lower trend line and is retesting the support pound resistance zone. So the next wave of movement for the dollar is actually bearish. And if the dollar has a bearish outlook, then a pair like New Zealand USD will actually be looking bullish. All right, so this is the New Zealand USD. And let's analyze this from the weekly time frame. You can see on the weekly time frame, price actually hit, let's go to the monthly, price actually hit a support level on the monthly time frame earlier on. So we have support from the monthly time frame. That is indicative of a long-term bullish movement. And if you go to the weekly, you can see it's still very clear that is the support zone over there. So let's go to the daily. Now there's the daily time frame, and price is still looking bullish. You can see that was a downward movement, trying to form a kind of a double bottom, though that was a sharp rejection candle there, which will launch it into a bullish breakout. So let's refine our entry. This is 4 hour, 1 hour. You can see the bullish trend here. This is a very big reversal. What I would advise is this. Okay, let me take it out to 15 minutes if we get an earlier entry. Okay, let's go back to 1 hour. This is what my view would be. You need to wait for a clear breakout above this resistance to trigger a buy so that we don't get surprises. To get a buy on the New Zealand USD. So wait for price to break out above here, a new candle above this resistance level, where you can trigger a buy on the New Zealand USD. The overall trend is bullish right from the multi-time frame, but we need to get the entry correctly so that we don't get surprises. Now this is equally here a resistance turn support. So it will go up from there, but wait for price to break above that resistance up there to trigger a buy on New Zealand USD. It's going to be a long-term buy, so you might have to just leave it to run for some period, but let that be that clear break first. So we're bullish on the New Zealand USD. BTC and Trump. Okay, those will be the last two sets that I've attended to. BTC USD. So let's check BTC USD. All right, I've said it a couple of days ago. BTC has been trading within this range and it has not broken out, though it hit a support level within the range. So let's try to look on the lower time frame if there is a possibility of a trade setup. Okay, nothing on 30 minutes and 15 minutes. 1 hour, okay. Okay, when we look at the 1 hour time frame, we can draw our trend line right here and anticipate a breakout. So if price breaks out above this, trend line, yeah, that's an indication to trigger a buy on BTC USD and confirm with your RSI clearly above 50 before you trigger a buy. So we're bullish on the BTC USD. You're welcome, Madam Onaji. All right, finally, I'll look at Trump USD. Now, Trump USD is actually a cryptocurrency that was released recently after President Donald Trump was inaugurated into office and is available for trading on our platform. All right, so this is Trump USD. So if you want to access this instrument, if you're trading with MetaTrader on desktop, this is MetaTrader 4, you come to this section here that I'm clicking on, that place with the cross, come to cryptos, and you scroll. I think it should be the last instrument. When you scroll down, yeah, it's the very last instrument. When you scroll down on this menu on the crypto section, it's currently the last. It's the latest instrument that was designed on our platform. All right, so what do we trade, or is there any trade setup on this instrument for now? Let's look at it. Now, technically, let's start from the daily time frame. Don't forget, it's a very, very new financial asset. So there's not much technically in terms of the history of this instrument. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay, this is 30 minutes time frame. Currently, I've not seen any trade setup on this instrument. I'm not seeing price hitting a support to look for a bullish opportunity. There's actually nothing to trade here at the moment. That's for, I think, Olufunke also. Yeah, there's no trade setup on this instrument for now. So I will advise you to exercise caution. Okay, and there's a minor one, but to be honest, it's not a strong support. I'll be very honest with you. It's not, except if I believe this instrument will be more fundamentally driven, especially now that Donald Trump is in office. The times he makes speeches or that thing comes up, can put some attention on this instrument. Like I said, that is not really a very strong support, but in case this is cryptos can be more volatile. But in case it works, well, we can have this as a kind of a falling wedge pattern here. This is a valid falling wedge in real sense of it. This is a valid falling wedge. I'm on the 1 hour time frame, and this looks a lot like it's forming an inverse head and shoulder. If for one reason or the other there's volatility to push it out, you may look at possibly taking a buy trade. But I will advise you wait for price to break out above this level here before you trigger a buy. And please watch it constantly. Cryptocurrency pairs can be extremely volatile. They are more volatile than currencies. Yeah, you can see it looks like it's going up, but like I said, wait for a new candle to open above this current resistance level, with your RSI clearly above 50 for you to get buy. All right, that's going to be all from my end this morning. Madam Monaji, Euro New Zealand. Okay, let me look at that, but I'm not taking another one after. You're welcome, Olufunke. Euro New Zealand is trying to approach a support level on the daily time frame. If it drops to that level, it's actually very close, very, very close. You may be expecting a reversal. This may look like a double bottom and a reversal. So if it evolves eventually into a reversal, what you'll be looking out for is an opportunity. As in, if it evolves rather into a double bottom pattern, what you'll be looking out for is to buy when price breaks out above the neckline. When price breaks out, sorry, I didn't draw that so well. Double bottom and a break. So when price breaks out above the neckline, yeah, that's when you can look at taking a buy on Euro New Zealand. All right, that'll be all from my end this morning. Thanks for joining. Don't forget there's going to be CPI by 8 a.m. We're bearish on the GBP CHF and bullish on the Euro GBP. Trade safe. Have a great day. And if you want to get started with copy trading, all this still looks a bit technical to you. You're free. Copy trading does give you a hands-free opportunity to earn from the markets by leveraging on the experience of those who are professionals in the business. You can reach out to me to get started and get connected immediately. You need a minimum of $200 though to get started with copy trading. See you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.